Hello, mic test. So we're doing a sketch session today. I'm trying a different format where I draw something, paint something, sketch something, and I want you to be able to hear the sounds. So from my pen, like hitting the stylus. I just think it's fun, more fun that way. So hopefully you can hear that. Oh shit. Oh, by the way, the screen recording is set on Clip Studio Paint, the main window, so all of the pop-out windows you can't see. So hopefully you can see like the entire canvas this way, instead of the kind of the floating windows interfering with the view. Right, so yes. And I really want to learn how to draw the face. Let me just block out like all of this shit right here. I was thinking maybe it's because when I use a pen tablet, maybe that's why it's hard for me to draw the face. But even without that, even if I use a pen display, I'm still struggling. So I don't think it's the tablet. I think it's just me. That's a bit incompetent. Like, I don't know where to put the lines. So I think that's the major thing that I have to fix. So, some of you I mentioned, because I did do like a product review of the Deco Pro Gen 2 tablet, and one of you mentioned how you do prefer using a pen display rather than a pen tablet, and I do have the same sentiments. Having a pen tablet is useful, but there's a pro and con to everything, right? So the pro here when you're using a pen tablet is you can see the entire cursor, right? So you don't have to keep moving your pen around or your stylus away for you to see where you've made the strokes. But the thing is, I think you do lose a bit of that accuracy. I don't know. That's what I think anyway, because I know people who can, like, I would assume they would draw with a pen display, but they don't. They use a pen tablet. So it's really about you using the tools you have with you, right? Doing the best you can with what you have. So maybe if you're stuck with the tool and you need to change your technique. So for me, I think using more of a like line work kind of approach where I draw things like line work. I don't know, I think it's gonna be harder for me to do that here. So maybe I have to have, like, I should draw via painting, kind of like what I'm doing now. I think that's the trick for me. Right, so sometimes I use thin lines, sometimes I use thick lines, Right? And whenever I'm erasing, I'm just color picking the white and then painting over the shapes and lines I don't want. See that? Right, so when I want to make a thin line, I don't draw over it. I just paint away the thicker parts. So maybe that's how I should draw. I think it's more painterly and it's more fitting for me. So maybe if you're a line work, or if you're not really good with drawing, like drafting or draftsmanship, if your draftsmanship skills are sucky, then leave it as it is and just accept the fact that you suck and change your technique. Right? As you can see me now doing, I'm kind of doing a little bit of painting and drawing at the same time. Maybe we need to zoom in, I don't know. By the way, my reference here is AI. Now I know some of you have an issue with that, but I don't really have an issue. If the image is good and I want to learn something from it, and I know I can learn something from it, then I'm gonna use it, you know. So, I mean, it's almost impossible to not see this kind of like a reference when you're in Pinterest. Recently, the past few weeks, or actually like 1-2 weeks, I have been going back to Pinterest because there's just so many images, and that's nice to look at. And they do send you, in my case anyway, they do send me like emails. I mean, you can set this up. So like they have recommendations based on what you've liked or what you view or what you click. And so far it's very, it's good. I think it's good. Alright, so even if my line work is not perfect here, I can always like paint over it, paint above it. But in this case, I'm not even using like line work, or it's pseudo line work, because it's really just a small brush, right? And me painting over, for example, I can make this line thin by just doing that, right? Now it will look a bit muddy, that's what I've noticed right now. So I like how some of these faces are so like soft and gentle. And maybe it helps if you have like a very heavy opacity sort of brush. But in this case, it does have a bit of that opacity, meaning you have to paint over something quite a few times for you to make a full solid mark. And I think grays work, or drawing or doing this with grays, because it's not too heavy on the eyes, and it feels like you're still working with pencil, you know. Oh shit, the ear is supposed to be around here actually. It stops around the mouth or nose. See that? I'm erasing via painting over. And then I'm just selecting the grays to sort of Should I have done that? I don't think so. Yeah, the only way you can really find out what works for you is if you keep trying different things, and you have to keep doing that until something hits. It's still something that I struggle with, being able to just jump in, because obviously no one wants to look like an idiot, right? Because when you do this approach, when you experiment, you're gonna make a bunch of mistakes, and I think you almost feel like you're wasting time, but the thing is, you're not. This is actually how you're supposed to figure things out. You have to make mistakes. My focus here was just on the face, but I really want to capture like the softness of it. But the thing is, I feel like oh, sorry. Kind of looks like a baby. Too much. I mean, I know the reference I have is kind of young, but not this kind of weird. Looks kind of like a doll to me. And it's not the look I'm going for, really. Maybe I have to zoom in a little bit, I don't know. Yes. I feel like I'm too zoomed in. Like I just want to learn how to draw faces quickly. You know? Ugh. Fuck. This shit is hard. You know, stylized faces are supposed to be kind of easy, but once you actually start doing it, it's like, oh my freaking lord. This shit is actually difficult. Like, holy shit. So right now the darkest value is really just the gray. There's nothing else. Can I replicate the face? I don't know. Oh my fucking... Stop. You know, I will link some channels below that I've been subscribed to recently, and they have great work. They don't even talk. I think I'll feature one. I'm not sure if I can feature all of them because sometimes I forget like the title of the channel. But I've been subbed to them recently and they don't even talk, but they have like great artwork. I mean, they do sketches and I kind of want to be like, I'm inspired to do something like what they're doing because it's just so real and raw, right? Sometimes it's in time lapse, sometimes it's real time. Yes, hopefully you can hear like the pen sounds coming from me drawing in the tablet, you know. It does have a very paper like sound to it or texture. Oops. And some of their like videos are like an hour long. Freaking Christ. I think I've learned enough from this page. Yeah. The focus here is really trying to learn how to, like, what can I simplify the face, you know? What the fuck? Erase that. Let me just see if there's like different apps open in the background, because oftentimes that's the issue. Oh, found it. Sometimes there are these random programs that pop out or pop up in the task manager, and I have to go in and end those tasks. I'm not sure if it's a virus or something. Hopefully not. Jesus. Okay. We'll try a different like brush. I don't know. The gray is not bad. I don't understand why I'm trying to avoid it. Now this one does have a bit of a softer edge to it. You can still sort of paint with it, but yeah, it does have like a softer edge, almost like a charcoal in a way. So here we have just the general shape of this character, sort of like, and then her boobs are like sticking out a little bit. Oh shit. Right? Like, how do you block in? And if you want to learn something, you have to do that thing. So if my thing is gonna be like the characters in the anime sort of style, then I know you're supposed to like learn like real life stuff. I mean, I've done those studies back in high school, college, but I don't think it's a good transfer. Like, I think it's almost I think it can be like a bad thing if we're so used to like realism. Trying to stylize things can be a bit of an issue, because again, you have that sort of let me just erase and paint over this shit right here. Again, we're just using a little bit of grays, right? Oof. Now this reference photo has a lot of folds, so I'm gonna skip all that craziness and so what's our time? 20 minutes? Oh my god. And I should also be more okay with just being able to, draw stuff. With kind of on the fly. Oh, like in a more relaxed state, meaning I'm not trying to rush it. Because so we have the bottom lip here. Jesus, the most horrifying drawing. And again, you're saying this from below. Christ, she looks like Quasimodo. Oh my god. This thing is painful to look at, but I'm gonna keep pushing it. Oh my god. Oh, the pain is too strong, guys. I don't even want to freaking continue this trash thing. Right? Okay, it's looking a little better. She still kind of looks a little fat. Yeah, I need to learn how to do the contours. Like, where does the chin begin? And where do the cheeks sort of end? Right? And with this technique or approach, you can sort of sculpt your lines instead of drawing it in one go. So it's a different way of doing line work. So maybe this works for me the best. Sculpting the lines. I mean, I can, by sculpting, I mean like I'll make a stroke, right? And then I'll do this. Maybe I'll make this thing thicker, erase this part. Draw thinner lines, make thicker lines, paint over it, right? You know what I mean? So it looks like I'm sculpting the lines. Instead of just going with like one go, I can sort of go back and forth, erase things, paint over things. When I hit eraser, it's so slow for some reason. Anyway. Yeah. So even if the proportions are kind of off, I did learn something via, when it comes to my technique. I gotta sculpt the thing. Because that's the only way that really... And what makes the face good is really also the hair. Like, because it frames the face. Right? If it's not framed the right way, it just looks freaking weird. Right? So that's just an observation. Let me... So yeah. Hopefully you're sketching something with me as well, because it's fun. Now, even if when you look at like AI art, the folds may not always be accurate, but it's so convincing. So we can learn from that and kind of just wing it ourselves. And like if this mumbo jumbo can work, then we can sort of mumbo jumbo our way. I may say I need the right term. We can sort of guesstimate, right? It's a guess and an estimate of how a fold should be. Man, this shit is hard as fuck. But then again, is that my priority now? No, it's not. My priority is actually learning how to kind of block in the face, right? Damn, her tits are freaking... They're not that big. They're actually kind of humble. See that? And yeah, parts of the eye kind of thin out. So it's not like everything is like really shown. See that? So it kind of curves into the side of the eye, right? It curves in, a slight curve in to the edge of that eye. And then boom. See that? See how I'm sculpting the... Hopefully you can hear my voice a little bit, as well as the actual pen hitting the paper. Or not paper, but the... Like right now I'm running my hand through my tablet. So if you can hear that, that's good. I kind of want to showcase and feature those sounds as well. Because if it's just like my voice and music, there's going to be like spaces where I don't talk, and all you hear is like music, and you hear or you see the drawing kind of happening. It can be a bit boring. So hearing those sounds, it just adds a little bit more oomph. Right? So when it's right, oh, let me just define this edge. But there's kind of hair here, kind of covering it, right? Yeah, see this? Oh. Oh my god. 29 minutes? Oh my god, this thing is harder than I expected. But then again, I'm learning, you know. I guess it's good to focus on just one thing if you're trying to study something, and I guess in this case, for me, it's gonna be like the face. So I did learn a few things by doing this exercise. There you go. Okay, different reference. I'm just trying to find... Let's try a different brush here. Maybe if... Hopefully you can see it. Well, you can't see it because it's a pop-up. Let me just show. Can you see it now? There you go. Yeah, I made a few brushes. I'm gonna update it by the end of this week. And I don't think a monthly update is enough, because sometimes I do like change things. Anyway, so we'll try. Let's use this gray, right? So it's a now this one, I feel like I do think this works more when I sculpt the lines. So we'll see if I can sculpt using this brush. It feels more like a gestural brush where alright, so let me just block in here. I'm not focusing on the figure, by the way, and sometimes I have to remind myself because you know, sometimes when you procrastinate, you start working on different things that's not even the main focus, and that can sort of take away from the intention of your session. So anyway, so just that. But the thing is, what you really want to work on is the face. Oops. I'm starting to think this brush is more for drawing than painting. You know, I'm liking this one a little more than this one, but the point is, I think I've learned that it's better to sculpt. For me anyway, so it depends on person to person, but I think this is what's gonna have to do for me. Like, how do you block in the face quickly? Like, how far should the eyes be? Remember, when you're drawing anime or anime inspired stuff, your anatomy doesn't have to be correct. You do need to break some rules. Shit, that's an ugly fucking oh, it's over. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, maybe drawing with the I think drawing with the pen tablet is just way harder for me. It's comfortable doing this more. I'll keep pushing with this brush, and if it doesn't work, then I'm gonna have to try something else. But see, that's kind of the thing. You do have to experiment to figure things out. Oh my god, that's one ugly fucking eye. What the fuck? It looks like a dog or something. Horrifying. The stuff of nightmares, right? Maybe it helps to sort of block in the edges, like knowing where it begins, where something begins or where something ends. Okay. We have the hair here, to the side. She's kind of wearing a hat of sorts. So yeah, drawing and painting at the same time seems to be what's working for me at the moment. See that? Okay, that's not the intention to draw the pants, but you know, I guess as a block and it's fine. So the face is actually kind of small. She has quite the tiny little face. But the eye is just too fucked up for me to even like, oh my god. And you have to be good at color picking because sometimes you'll pick a wrong value, even if it's slightly off, you can tell. So right now our time is what? 38 minutes. Oh shit. You know, I think I can finish this session in an hour. Whoa, ambitious. Freaking ambitious. So I'm trying to define the edge via negative space instead of a line, right? Okay, so it's kind of up here. So the nose is like basically just a little line. Okay. Do you see how the anatomy doesn't even always make sense? But it sort of just works, right? Interesting. Why does she look so angry here? I think it's the eyebrow thing. Yeah, I think it's the AI kind of fucking up the eyebrows. Yeah, she kind of seems like chill. Not too worried about life. So that's what's cool. As much as, you know, people clown on like using AI as reference, you can always make adjustments anyway. So it does make sense if you're like a beginner. You won't be able to make those adjustments as well. But if you have like, if you're intermediate, like, it's fine. It's not, yeah, I'm not trying to be accurate as much. Maybe a little bit, but I think it's more about like studying like how it is or how it's like. Again, I'm trying to learn the face, how to do like a face, right? Like how to just like plot a face and not make it look so freaking weird. And so far, I think I have a slight understanding of it. And again, you have to make sure you're kind of good with the hair because it frames the face. Right? Adding bangs just makes it even better. It just, you know what I mean? Oh shit, look at that. That's a pretty cute face. So yeah, definitely doing things this way may be more for me. Instead of like, maybe if I have a better pen. I mean, my pen display isn't that bad, but right now, let me just learn how to do things this way because I think it's gonna be fun, and in a way I think it can strengthen my overall skills. No, that's just my assumption, but I do think that's gonna, like, it's gonna turn out that way. Let me just, there you go. Yeah, I think that's not too bad. Okay, so I think we're done here. We learned quite a few things. I guess the main takeaway from this session is sculpting your lines via painting, or maybe instead of saying sculpting your lines, I could also say painting your lines instead of drawing. And I think this is useful for artists who are not, maybe it's because you have a pen tablet, so you have a hard time kind of drawing things in. It could be that, or maybe you're just more of a painter and you want to learn how to define things more. Maybe this is a better approach for you. If you're not a good draftsman, not really good with, say, let me just show you like a, I don't know, kind of like if you're not good with, let me just, like drawing things this way, you know, I'm not even sure what I'm drawing, but the point is, if you're not good with, you know, this whole thing, then F it, just paint it, you know, pick a brush, any brush that you usually paint with, and use that as a way of, or use that to paint in your lines, and you can sculpt it by painting over it, erasing parts, right, adjusting the thickness via painting. So yeah, I guess that's it for this art session video. I'll do the next one, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully you've learned something, and keep on drawing. And yeah, let's just stick to our schedule, stick to our routine, and hopefully along the way we can, and we will, make progress. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.